Okay, so it's the next day. I had a couple of sales calls yesterday, and I was really just doing client work. Not a ton of stuff happened, but today clients have gotten back to me on their decision from yesterday's meetings. So I'm gonna go log into Upwork, and hopefully it's good news and we have more clients. If I sign this other client, I'm looking at between 3,500 to 4K a month in just 2 weeks of doing this series. So fingers crossed. I'm going to show you the screen now. So just logged on to Upwork. There are two messages. So I'm going to go ahead and click on those. So this is what Tommy said. He's essentially moving forward with another freelancer. I'm still going to go over that sales call in a video because I thought I did a great job, and he really liked everything he was hearing. The honest answer is I don't have a ton of experience in his industry, so it's pretty hard to ignore someone that does. That was essentially his problem with working with me, and honestly, completely understand. I work mostly with self-help creators, self-help businesses, so that's like vitamins, supplements, and meditation. So there just were a lot of things that didn't totally line up with Tommy, which is totally all right. I think he's honestly probably doing me a favor, which actually made me realize a couple of things. All right, so for the past couple of months, I have really struggled in scaling my business for a couple of reasons. And I actually wrote them on the whiteboard here. So let me explain what I'm talking about. So as you can see on the screen, these are all of the problems I'm often running into whenever I'm trying to scale my business past 4 to 5K a month. That's usually the max I hit. One of the problems is people are always pinging me via Slack, Discord. Now, because I'm always working with different clients, I don't fully understand their processes until 30 days later. I'm not really interested in their niche. I don't have a ton of skills. The clients aren't always super organized, which can be tough because that means I have to do the organization for them. I don't have a team, no SOPs, and I don't really have a client acquisition style besides something like Upwork. So a lot of the problem is the fact that I have not niched down. I don't have a repeatable system. I don't have a step-by-step action plan that I can just essentially copy and paste for other self-help businesses and content creators. That is a big problem. If your business doesn't have the ability to be a copy and paste, of course, change a couple of things, you will struggle and you will kind of hit a ceiling. You'll hit a ceiling of that $3,000, $4,000, maybe even $5,000 a month. That's exactly what happens to me. And so now what I'm trying to do is work strictly with self-help creators and businesses. And again, the idea with niching down is you have the ability to focus on a specific couple of pain points in a specific business. You also don't have to relearn their entire avatar. So it's actually saving you time and making you more money by niching down. Today's Wednesday, January 29th, so it's middle of the week. This should go out on Sunday. What's kind of the plan for today? I just got a message overnight to build someone's email list for Instagram followers. So I'm going to show you that proposal now. So as you can see, email list building for Instagram followers. This is the job proposal. And over here, he has adjusted the budget. So originally this project was $1,500. He adjusted the price to $750. He loved the proposal. He is looking to see if I'm still interested. So we'll see what his thoughts are. I may just pick up this client just because I can, and then that'll be all for Upwork clients that put me at around, I think, $3,500 a month if I'm doing the math correct. Not true. That'll actually put me at 3K. That'll put me at just under $3,000 a month, which is pretty great. Next step would be to get a client via cold DM. Hopefully, by the end of this video, I have sent at least 100 cold DMs, and I show you that whole process and kind of the KPI metrics that I'm tracking to see success. And some of the KPI metrics I'm using to track. So I'll cut back to once I've responded to this message. Maybe we've booked a meeting, and I'll kind of keep you updated. All right, so I'm getting ready to film a VSL, which I will essentially send to the business owners, content creators I'm reaching out to for my services. And so essentially it's just going to be introduction, testimonials, call to action with my offer. That's kind of the structure I'm going to be following. Of course, I'll show you what that VSL looks like after I film it.
Michael, I just want to be super transparent with you. This is a pitch. Quick summary on what I do. I manage your entire social media presence so that you can spend more time on your business, right? So specifically, I take care of the growth, the content, and the overall engagement across all social media platforms. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna ask for your permission to send you a quick 60-second long video explaining more in depth what I do. So again, if that's okay, like or heart this message and I'll send it on over. If not, no worries.
But that's the plan for right now. But before I do that, one of the most important parts of my day is the time blocking and kind of goal setting for the day. So I have this notebook I carry around all with me. These are my goals, and I kind of just reference it pretty much every day, every morning. I look at them and kind of plan my day in accordance to what my goals are. And so I'll quickly show you how I time block. So hopefully you can see this, but this is January 28th. And if you can't see, I'll put it on screen. But essentially from 5 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m., my hours of the day are time blocked. Everybody understands how to time block, I'm sure. But what a lot of people don't understand is how to take their to-do list into a priority list and then time block. That is the part a lot of people miss. And so in a moment, I'm going to show you as well how I decide what is going onto my calendar. So up at the top, my values, KPI trackers, and my routine every single day. If you're curious, that's what I do. Frog work essentially just means I do the hardest things first. So this is the whole document. Again, if you want this, it is in the school community. So just go join using the link in the description, steal it, and then leave the server. That's totally fine. Over here, you can see these are the kind of the three main focuses I am really trying to work on this week. I have content creation. Film 21 Instagram videos, film 3 YouTube, and refilm B-roll. For fitness, that's kind of the to-do list. And over here, that's Akari, my business, the freelancing business you're watching this video about. Kind of my goal being 5K a month. I'm building the VSL out, build Adam and another client a social media plan, outreach to 100 people, and then track 100 people using my KPI tracker. So a question I get asked a lot is like, what should my routine be? What should I focus on every day? And this is exactly how I structure my days. The answer is gonna vary. There's not gonna be a set specific answer, but using something like this will help you decide and figure out what the most important things are. So if you scroll down to the bottom of this sheet, you can see that there is this decision matrix. I kind of already have it memorized. So we are just going to work on this square, okay? Do, decide, delegate, delete. Essentially, do being do it now. So that is exactly what we're going to try to find right now. What are the do it now tasks? I have kind of already figured this out. So building a VSL. So essentially all I do is I color code it. So this is green. I'll go up at the top and then highlight it in green. Same with this one. This one's also very, very important. I need to get this done now. And if I can start on outreach, that would be awesome. Those are the three most important. Everything else honestly comes second. So I'll take these and I will paste them into here. Perfect. Now I can kind of look and see if I can fill in anything else. Then you can kind of add in anything else you think you could fit into that day. And of course, if you don't get it done, it just carries over to the next day. You can see why this system is so good. It is finding what are the most important tasks and having you do those first. So what I'm gonna do now is create my time blocking sheet again. This is what my yesterday's time blocking sheet looked like. And I did the same thing, but now that day's over, we're gonna start a new day. Build a VSL, make social media content plans, and outreach to 100 people is hopefully the goal for today. But if we don't hit that, of course, we'll carry over in tomorrow. So see you when that's all set up. A pretty common question that I get asked is, what are you doing day to day for these copywriting clients or for these social media clients? And so that's exactly what I'm about to show you. My clients use something known as Airtable, which is similar to Notion. It's like a second brain content planning system. And here is what that looks like. So essentially, I am planning out the next 30 days of content for this brand. And my job is to write the copy/captions or video scripts for this brand. Essentially, my job is to summarize that video script. It's about a 60-second long clip, add a call to action, and add a discount code in the Instagram caption. And I do this across all social media platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, even YouTube. But I also play a part in the video editing, content creation, content ideation process. So I kind of do a big bucket of things, but honestly, that's what my day-to-day consists of. It's mostly just writing. Everything else, video editing, things like that, is outsourced to at least on my end, to someone else, like the video editing or things that I just don't really like. My job is copywriting. I love writing, so that's kind of what I focus on. For communication with the team and with my clients, I use Discord. I have a Discord server with all the permissions and all the channels kind of set up already. But for this client, I haven't set up his channel yet. So we've just been going back and forth in DMs. And so it's a lot of just picking apart problems and then coming up with solutions on his end or their end. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So this is a client I'm currently working with. His name's Connor. And I had some concerns about the copy I've created. And essentially, I'm just looking for his hard criticism on the following. And you can kind of just read all of that. I'm not going to. And I'm kind of just keeping him updated. And then at the end of the day, this isn't required, but I always send an end of day report for January 28th so that he knows what I've done. And then I can also add that into Upwork and kind of show it as proof. After a couple of back and forths with whatever client you're working with, you will come up with a system, an SOP that you can kind of just follow every single day and avoid ever having to ask them questions. At some point, this will be completely on autopilot, so I can, at some point, just outsource to somebody else and have them do it for me. But for right now, I need to work out the kinks, figure out everything that's wrong with his system currently, and kind of just kill it for him. And I'm just really focused on results right now for this client. I'm only working 2 to 3 hours a day. And the rest is spent on personal projects. But honestly, every client I add to my list is roughly 2 to 3 hours of work, just to give you a rough idea. That is per day, but some days I'll stack 8 hours of work so I don't have to work for the next 2 to 3 days. One more thing that I have been working on day in and day out, you can see on my time blocking sheet. I usually spend around 2 hours building this document. And it is this right here. It is a full A to Z guide on getting your first 1,000 followers with copywriting. And it just 19 pages of just absolute value. So that video will be live in the school, likely YouTube, but at a later date. So I'd highly recommend go check it out. It honestly would have saved me a lot of time. So earlier in this video, I showed you what my VSL video looked like. I have been sending outreach messages pretty much every single day. I haven't updated the sheet yet, so I've sent 34 outreach messages total. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what that looks like now. Okay, so these are my percentages you can see right here. It goes interested, engaged, whenever I send a calendar link, and then whenever they book a call. My appointment booking rate right now is just under 12%, which is very, very good. So for every outreach message that I send, there's a 12% chance I'm getting them on a call. So if we head over to February, you can kind of see what this looks like, right? So I have a ton of different names and I pretty much just add. As you can see here, this is blocked because it's a list of prospects, but you can kind of see it updates automatically of how many people I've sent messages to. And you can see the date I sent it, whenever I'm following up, where I found them from. And it kind of keeps going down the line until I get to the green, which is when I book them in for a call. And so you can kind of see same thing applies. Whenever I want to follow up with someone, I send it and I note it here on the calendar or on the sheets right here. And whenever I want to follow up with someone, again, I just update it with each column. And if I get them to whenever I send a calendar link, I'm going to follow up with them 7, even 8+ times because I know that they're interested in what I'm trying to sell them. So follow-up is key, especially in this calendar phase, because that is what gets me to booked calls. And you saw people kind of forgot about the calendar link, so I had to follow up with the both of them. But anyway, I can dive a lot more into this in future videos. For now, it's pretty surface level. I still need to send more outreach messages and really get metrics back. For anybody watching this, figure out an outreach message that you think would work, and then send 300 of them. Based on those numbers, based on the metrics it gives you, that's what determines if your outreach is good or not. Don't use what you see on YouTube. Don't use what I'm using necessarily either. Kind of be creative. Find something that's working online and create your own version of it, and then test with 300 different outreach messages or
outreach to 300 different people. Because the more you outreach, the more of an understanding you're going to have of the actual outreach part, the psychology behind outreaching. Things will start making sense. I promise it will work. And if you have a personal brand, it is going to be so much easier to close clients or have a verified check mark. So again, consume all the content on my channel. There's so much value on there. I've struggled. I've had tons of pain to figure out all that stuff. So just take it for free and then use it for yourself. I can't stress it enough. All the information's on my channel. Just go and do it.